Hey y'all, hey. This is the knowing. This is the knowing. I'm here with another video. If you're new, please hit the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. If you look to the right of you when you come in, you'll see a subscribe button or you'll see it at the bottom of this video. Please hit it, but hit the bells up so you'll be notified every time Seeing and Knowing comes on. Also, thumbs the video up. Get my algorithm out so the videos can be shown all over. For those of you who do not know, again, I am Seeing and All Knowing on YouTube and The Knowing on Facebook. I am Dr. Lisa Knowing, and this is my platform, and I want to talk about the ladies who was arrested recently for abusing children. Jody and Ruby, Frankie, I think their names are. So if you'll come on in, and let's talk about it. Give you opportunity to come in. I've been wanting to talk about this and wanting to talk about it. Hey, Miss Yvette, honey, I love you. I do. I've been wanting to talk about it, but I'm just getting around to talking about it, and it needs to be talked about. Hey, Miss Wanda, how are you? Y'all, please come on in. Hey, Miss Jean, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. I want to talk about these children. Hey, Miss Mike Carter, girl. Hey, Miss Rhonda Bowman. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. And again, welcome to the channel. I always appreciate you all for pulling up when you see me. I'm going to be very, very relaxed because I'm in a little pain. So I'm going to be relaxed and just talk to you for a few minutes. These people actually had a YouTube channel, and it was 8 passengers. And they had over 2 million followers, made a whole lot of money off of these kids. But some of the videos was very disturbing. I have actually been watching them for a while. Even when the daughter came out and told CPS and police that these kids was being mistreated. Their oldest daughter did. But, you know, people don't really want to listen to children. I don't know why. Children sometimes can tell you the most honest things that are going on within a home. So the older young lady, she kept speaking out. The auntie to these children was speaking out. They continued to make money. It was a disturbing video about the little girl forgot to pack her lunch. Thank you, Miss Mike Carter. Forgot to pack her lunch, and her mom did not think about taking her one. Nor she said she hoped didn't anybody give her anything to eat. We've all been children, and we've all forgot about things. But did our mothers make us suffer? Did they make us not sleep in a bed and had to sleep on a beanbag, allegedly? There's a lot of things they did to these kids. And apparently Frankie and her husband had been separated for about 13 months. He said he didn't know. He didn't have any idea, I don't know. This right here is definitely my opinion. You can't stay in a house with someone and don't realize someone in that house is being mistreated. You're in close proximity of each other. They're talking. Even when mom may be doing this, you still sneak somehow and tell dad. Dad may be doing this and you sneak somehow and you tell mom. That's just the way it is. Hey, Miss Regina. So for him to not have a clue to what was going on, and according, they were speaking through lawyers. They like to speak through these lawyers. But nobody said anything to them because they had a little money, the color of their skin. And they was very, very high up in the church, the Mormon. So they basically swept everything under the rug. Let's just be serious about it. It makes you sick. It does. But y'all know I'm an advocate for children all day long. And if people are mistreating children, I'm all for whatever happens. That's just who I am. And they found these children hungry. They were underweight. There was a lot of things wrong with them, freshly bruises, allegedly, and they locked them up and got them, hey, Miss Sharon, and got them on 8 charges. But you're in the house and you've been in the house and you didn't say anything. To have 2 million followers and people out here looking, that's money. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. I don't care if they do tell you it's on YouTube. It's still money. It's money, and it's good money because it's 2 million followers. That is the game. Now, Facebook is the most. Now, it is. But you're still making good money. 2 million followers. So a lot of this stuff is about money. People don't realize that. A lot of the money controls things. People can act like they're religion or they're in some type of religion or whatever, and nothing happens to them. Let's just be honest. We just going to tell the truth. I've seen it too many times. But if you could be of a different color. Hey, Miss Scott girl. Yeah, exactly. We know the money talk, Miss Yvette. But these are children, so you continue to put them out there, treat them. Who make a child sleep on a bean bag or whatever it is for months, and they got a bed to sleep in? Allegedly, putting a pillow in a blanket in the toilet in the bathroom by the toilet. Come on now. I don't care how well known they are. If they did these and these things are true, they need to be where they're at. We got to stop upholding stuff for folk. We got to tell the truth. And it says, this is one person said, I'm not too willing to believe that this man had such poor judgment that he would believe his wife is telling him not to speak with his children for over a year was somehow going to be good for his family. I don't know any father who would agree to that. We may not have committed any chargeable crimes, but he sure isn't my idea of a father. I get what she's saying. That's why I pulled the comment. There is no way in the world when my father was alive and I was young, there's no way in the world nobody could keep him from talking to me one day. I don't understand that. Not one day. He wasn't having it. He would talk to me 15, 16 times a day, and when nobody gonna tell him no different. That's the type of father I had. These poor children needed lots and lots of kindness and love. And they deserve to be around normal, decent adults. I don't know if he qualifies, hoping that those 2 women do not get any bail and remain in jail where they belong. That's what somebody wrote in one of the comments about them. I'm glad people are realizing women do in fact control some relationships and the men aren't in complete control of his wife's actions. He might have been not control of her action, but he probably knew about them. 18 months is way too long not to speak to your children. Y'all come on, open your minds and thoughts. When somebody trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but he's in control of his own actions. He could have had contact with his kids if he wanted to, and that's a fact. He knew what she was doing before Jody even came along. Now, it's Frankie and Jody. They don't arrest both of them. They're supposed to be business partners. For some reason, I think Jody was the mastermind. And I'm just going off the things I've read. Okay? He abandoned them. There's no excuse. He's a grown man. He picked her over his kids. You think if anybody gonna tell you if you love your children, you ain't gonna speak to them? And that's my opinion too. He knew something wrong. Somebody said, I have to completely disagree with this. Jody is terrible in her own rights, but Ruby and Kelvin are not. Victims of Jody by any means, and none of these terrible choices that they made, like sending their son to a wilderness camp for months, taking their children beds away, not feeding them, locking them in their rooms, tying them up like an animal. And I put the part on there like an animal. And are to be placed entirely on Jody. That's what this one person say. Those were choices that they made themselves. This is basically like trying to excuse all of the bullying actions, behaviors by saying that they are victims of the person that once bullied them. So the way they treated others and terrible things that they done. They do to other people, and it seems to be okay. They better not pull this victim card because nobody's behind it. They're not. They're in jail now where they need to be. They mistreated these children where the bruises come from. Let's just have an honest conversation. Where did it come from? She created this 8-passenger on YouTube. YouTube took them videos down immediately, snatched the page because they don't want any parts of it. It's negative. And ain't nobody giving it a lot of talk, and they need to. Ridiculous. He didn't know his son was sleeping on a beanbag for 7 months, told y'all. Or that his children was hungry. I don't buy it. He should have seen his children. I don't either. These children was underweight. Everything. Lies, lies, and more lies. Exactly. He knew. These are the comments now. We've seen the videos, and he's there while they're discussing their sick parenting decisions. He was living in the house at the time, and they made a video about it. They made that decision together. And what they did was mistreat these children. They made a video together defending themselves and their actions. This is easily verifiable information. So no matter what he says, he's still screwed because there's evidence of him knowing and even defending it. We're talking about for ones who just coming on. We talking about Ruby Frankie and Jody and her husband, passenger of 8, who had 2 million followers over here on YouTube and making plenty of money off of it while they mistreat them children. It don't make sense. It ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. You in a house with somebody, then you go away for 13 months and you don't talk to your children. Can't nobody just play in my face. And maybe this is not the status quo of what people want somebody to come out here and do. Well, I ain't seen nobody else do it, so the doc got to come out and do it. This is abuse all over. Don't care what nobody say. Those children knocked on somebody's door because they was hungry, starving. Then the authorities was called. Abused, bruises, and everything was on the body. Then they went to another location and found, I believe it was a little girl, a sister to this child, in the same exact condition. And you telling me this is good parenting? Please. Better go tell it to somebody who believe it. I heard Kelvin moved out 8 to 13 minutes ago. Ruby and Jody are mentally ill, and he was manipulated by her and Jody. The two, they restrained the children, wounded them, according to this, and had been staying at Jody's house 2 hours away from their home, praying for those children. Dad was involved in the son having to buy his homework. Dad is also a sadist, whatever that is. See, let me tell y'all about comments while I read them. I already listen to what people be saying. I go ahead and read the comments because these are people diehard followers. See, they've been following him since they started. He abandoned them, and there's no excuse. He's a grown man. Okay, I told y'all he picked them. I'm sorry, but all I'm hearing is that Kevin is all about Ruby and what she wants. See, that means the man is all about the wife. When you have children, you got to care about your children. But see, he don't lawyer it up because I'm sure he don't want to be in jail. In my opinion. I'm sorry, but I'm hearing that Kevin is all about Ruby and what she wants, not the children. If my ex told me that I could not speak or know anything about my children in hopes that we get back together. Wait a minute now. See, he moved out because she didn't want him. I don't know where that came from. Don't let me put my ideas out here now. I could not speak or know anything about my children in hopes that we'll get back together. That would make me furious. I would never, bring her back. I would never agree to that. Any parent that goes that long with zero contact with their children. It is, Miss House. It's a shame. Zero contact with their children just to make their ex happy, does not care about the welfare and the mental health of their children. And I got to agree with that. He watched the videos, heard everything she would say, and even everything she did to the children. They both are rotten parents in my eyes. That's what one person said. Let's see who agreed with them. Just remember that the mother has accused the 12-year-old boy of, imagine what assumption she would make about an adult man. Come through, miss. Come through now. Let me read some of these comments. You don't want the doctor to get to telling what she think about all this foolery. Now they're claiming to be, yes, Miss. See, I knew I had missed something. Hey, Miss Sharon, I agree. Hey, Miss Scott, girl. Hey, girl. Now they're claiming to be sick. Both of them claiming to be sick. They got this illness. They don't went to jail now, and they're sick. They said they're sick. They got some type of illness. They're claiming to be sick in jail, and neither one has said guilty or not guilty. It's very sad. It's very sad, and it go highly. It's deep. This has happened to these kids for years. They told CPS. They called the police. They didn't do anything. You know why they said they did? Because they had a little money, the color of their skin, and the church that they belong to. That's what I'm reading. The doc ain't said it. I don't know these people. I never met them. But I'm saying what they folks saying. I'm just repeating it. Very sad, right? Yes, he knew. Yeah, he knew something. Right. Or the mental card, either they'll try to play, but they ain't mental. Hey, Miss Diane, baby. It don't make sense. I told you the math ain't mathing. They was in it together. I do believe it for the bag of money. Miss Vivette told me anybody do anything for money. Now, Miss Vivette continued to tell me that. Mental ill my foot, they better throw the book at both. Exactly. What a shame. She wanted Jody. Say the truth. Okay, let's go on. And he knows his wife, how she thinks, what she's capable of, and the role inside her world. Let me tell you one thing. People may say that's not true. Men don't know their wife, but yes, you do. I know both of my ex-husbands. I really know the first one. That other one, it don't really matter. Should have been a no man. It never happened. But I know him. He knows me. I know what he's capable of doing. He knows what I'm capable of doing. A shame. It's such a shame, Miss Yvette. That's right, Miss Regina. That's the truth. That's the thing. When you with somebody, you know them. And when that money, and he said that they made sizable money, but he let her take care of the money. You can't tell me he didn't know how much money was coming in. That's a lie too. And then again, they said, remember, the mother has accused the 12-year-old. They'll accuse anybody. They tell lies because they don't want their secrets to get out. Agree. Your minor children should always be more important than your spouse. Always. It is That is so true. I'm sure she's going to pass blame on everyone but herself. Ruben Kevin by the balls. Ruben has Kevin by the balls and he fears what she will accuse him of. So he abandoned his family out of fear for himself. I don't know how manipulative his wife is, Kevin's wife. I have seen women who done that. They're evil. They sure do. I hope they already don't remove them. The families are glad, the aunties and stuff glad that these children gone because they said they was mistreated. They said they've been saying it for years. I know that oldest daughter been telling them for years, mistreated. Men get jealous. Yes, they do. This one said it implies guilt that she called him before she was arrested. If you think you are about to be arrested for something, you know what you have done. You know if you done done something wrong. If they come knock on my door now, the authorities, they want, I'm going to say, what y'all want? What y'all want? Y'all must have the wrong house because I ain't done nothing. I ain't going to be scared to go to the door. I ain't going to not open the door. I'm going to open the door because I want to know what they want. Probably when she saw that child had escaped, she probably told Kevin, don't say this, don't say that, controlling what he talks about. She probably did. That's how manipulative people are. That's how people manipulate other people. They are going to be, I believe they're going to be held accountable. It's out here to the broad. Folks just ain't talking it, but I'm talking it. Of course she knew she would be arrested. They had already raided Jody's home and taken her kids by then. I keep getting, the reason why I'm going ahead and covering this, I wanted to cover it, but I keep getting inboxes about when you going to cover this story. So I'm covering it. People want to know, do I think Jody and the woman had it going? Like somebody said it on here, I don't know. You know what? Let me be honest with y'all. Let me be honest and transparent. I really don't care. When it comes to kids and abusing them, they're grown. If Jody wanted, whatever that woman name is, what her name was, Ruby. If Jody want Ruby and Ruby want Jody, have at it. But leave them children alone. Stop abusing them kids. If you don't want them, you take them to a safe place and give them up. Or give them to the father. But don't you dare put your hands back on them. Now that's how I feel. Kevin Frankel allowed his wife to cut him off from his children. What kind of father allows that to happen? The lawyer said he was taking directions from Ruby, which is the wife. Imagine the kids saying to each other, where's our dad when we need him? He is too afraid of our mom to stand up for us. Some men are afraid of these women. I ain't never seen it, but they are. And this is me. I can't be with nobody I'm afraid of. I can't. Some people get with men that they're afraid of. I can't be afraid of you. No. And not calling you my man. No. Kevin never cared about his kids. He is just as guilty as Ruby. I don't care about that either, but I care about, that's right. Miss Ron, I don't care what they do. They can get together and have all type of whatever. It don't matter to me. That's right, Miss Mike Carter, a weak man. See, but don't nobody want to talk about, don't nobody like talk about hard story. But I'm going to talk about it. Ruby was in on it hurting the children. He was in the house and around the kids during the channel activity. He only cares about himself and Ruby. Well, they shouldn't have had them kids or got them or whatever. Or imagine the kids not trying to contact him because he was just as bad. Because when the children contact you, this is a whole big mess and it needs to play out. It does. And they need to be held accountable. You can't go around continue to mess with these kids. And CPS, I don't see them come in and remove children immediately. But they kept being called and they did nothing. Yeah, he wasn't that word, baby. Yeah, he wasn't that word. Not in my mind. The narrative, they say, yes, they say a big more, Miss Rhonda, yes. I know a little bit about the Mormons, but I won't speak on it. But I know about the Mormons. I studied with the Mormons 2 years. Yeah, yeah. And I, I don't know, but I just know in the situation that I saw, it was cult like. It was like a cult. I'm sorry. Now I ain't told y'all I've been to Utah, none of that stuff. I ain't been out there to them conventions with them folk in Utah. I ain't been out there now, so I don't know. I'm talking about the people that came to the area and how they come around and talk to you. Yeah. Everybody think they on bicycles. All of them ain't on bicycles. They driving cars now. They on bicycles. I studied with them 2 years. Fell in love with the old man. So sweet. So sweet. Um. Oh yes, there's so many people need to be held accountable because if they were going to that church, didn't them people see it? Didn't them people see that them children were so small that they was eating? Did they go to school or they homeschool them? See, most of the time they homeschooling them. Oh yes. I didn't say in all situations that they doing abusing or doing anything, but most of the time they homeschool because they don't want them around a lot of people. They don't want to be caught. Yes, basically. Not in all houses, not. It appears this one, but not all of them. No, 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 no. No. And then they want to sit down and talk to you and ask you questions. And when you ask them questions about the undergarments and stuff, they want to get mad at you. They do. Yeah, because they come to your house now. And I did go to the church. Uh-huh. Yes, and the doctor did not mind telling them off in the house and told them to get out. Everybody but the old man said, you ain't got to go. I like you. Oh, yeah. You got to get back with them. And they slick talkers. The people that I dealt with. I can't talk about all of them. I have to talk about the ones that I dealt with. The 8 or 12 that I dealt with, and then plus everybody going to the church. I saw everything they did. I really did. And when I saw it, I wanted to go a little bit longer to see it. Me and my brother went. He'll tell you the same thing. That's right, Miss Regina House, baby. They looked the other way, Miss Ivette. They looked the other way. Mm-hmm. Let's continue. Yeah, whatever he says, as a parent, he failed to protect his children from harm, for them to be physically and mentally harmed. This is clearly child neglect, child endangerment by the book. These children was abused. These children, allegedly, to these articles, had bruises on them. They were hungry. They was 10 to 20 to 30 pounds below what they should be weighing. They didn't feed them. They punished them by making them go to bed without food, sleeping on a beanbag, laying on the bathroom floor, and wishing that nobody gives the child anything to eat at lunch because she left her lunch and forgot to pack it, and she's a small child. Children forget that all the time. And you praying don't nobody give her nothing? And they kept you on this channel? Y'all better open your eyes. Y'all better open your eyes now. This lawyer is just the legal mouthpiece. The father was in the home when all those awful things was happening. He knew exactly what was going on. He was married to her. And he knew Jody's influence on them as well as the other family. He did nothing but sit back and let it happen just because he wasn't there when the kids was taped up. See, they was taped up. Y'all ain't said nothing about that. They was taped up. They was starved. And Jody's home doesn't mean he was not capable, not the corporate of all that led up to that. The degree of guilt he has made is very slight. It's like nothing really happened. Who gonna protect the kids if we don't? Hey, Miss Harris, girl, how are you? I saw you come in. This person said Calvin is lying. He should be locked up right away with him. Shame on him for abandoning all of his kids. He deserves what's coming to him. I'm reading the comments. Exactly. But most of the time, I don't know. I'm just saying most of the time where I'm at in my area, if a child come and a child don't have their lunch money or whatever, most of the time I've seen in several instances, those lunch ladies will buy their lunch or get them a plate. I've seen that too many times. I'm not sure how, but the children was young. You know, they were young when it first started. Miss my God, I hear you, girl. She said, throw away the key. Oh yeah, I believe he lie. I believe all of them lie. They lying to get away. But let me tell y'all, it's a man that sits high, he looks low, and everything they supposed to get, he's gonna get. The interview with the niece. Yes, I've seen that too. The interview with the niece slash survivor of Jody's is so she telling it. Now that niece is that young lady telling it all. For a supposed to be therapist, the woman was more like a cult leader. Didn't I just tell you? Okay. You heard your girl just say the people I know. I ain't been to Utah. I don't know them other folk. But it's like a cult. It really is. It's like a cult more than it is a religion. To me now, to the dog. What I saw. But they hold the dog like, no, 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 no. Not me. Yes, they was she said they were phony, manipulative, controlling, and abusive people. And they did that at the hands of them kids. I was a non-custodial mother for 9 years. My ex moved my sons 200 miles away. I took him to court for visitation, and every other weekend we met at a halfway point on Friday evening. And on Sunday evening, she would take him back. I would never have let him tell me it would be better for my boys not to see me even for a month. This man is not a wonderful father. What a sick situation. People who love their kids, they going to go through hell or high water to see them. That's people who love them. People who love their kids. Hey, Miss Bobby girl, that's all right, honey. Hey, is Miss Jamette on here? Hey, Miss Jamette, I didn't see her come in. But if you on here, how you doing, baby? The oldest said, finally, when mama was arrested. So if dad only been gone for a year, it sounds like it has been going on much longer. He is just like the mom. He's the corporate too. That's what they say now. You know the doc don't know. That's right, Miss Scott. The flowers in the attic. Same on this. And they continue to do it. They continue to do it. What they did in reporting that. And look at them cheering. Look at them, y'all. Them cheering. Yeah, I have an agreement with the court that I won't speak about the children, and particularly won't speak about proceedings that occurred. Child, that's the lawyer, y'all. The sanctified confines of that. The lawyer. I ain't gonna put much up here so they won't try to take my video down. See, because look at this, the man talking to him, the law and order man. I should have hashtagged that up there. Consulting with professionals. We're working in conjunction with the state of Utah through the juvenile court. He trying to put all the blame on the woman. I have a hard time believing he took no part in it because he did. Look at him, y'all. Y'all look. Child, I don't know. That's him right there. This the lawyer. Child, I don't know his name. You know what? I can't speak to that. They've had private conversations with their dad, and I'm just not at liberty to speak about that. I don't want to disturb those private conversations between he and his kids. Does Kevin plan to attend the rest of this criminal process for Jody and Ruby, the hearings, potential trial?
Well, the hearings are taking place down in Washington County, down in St. George, which is about a 2.5 hour drive from where Kevin lives. And so most of those, he's probably not going to attend. If they require him to attend, he'll go. But my guess is he probably
Look at him, y'all. Look at him, y'all.
In attending those.
If you think you have a thyroid problem, chances are.
Hold on. I want y'all to see him. Child, that man at 200, if he care about them children, he'll be dying. Now look at him, y'all.
Plan to cooperate.
Let me get back. Let me get back.
He actually, pardon the phrase, but he
I don't know who
actually
that is.
disconnected from any
That's
of them with connections a year and a half ago, and hasn't had anything to do with a passengers.
That's the lawyer, y'all.
Even longer than that.
I'm sure you know that there was a hearing last week where Ruby Franke, and I believe it was over Zoom, she made quite the allegations. She said that one of her children was abusing another one of the children, was abusing cousins and neighbors. That is quite the claim. What is your client's take on that?
Well, because it occurred during juvenile court proceedings, the reporter who snuck into the proceedings and reported that damaged these children and this family even more. It was despicable what they did in reporting that. And, but because again, I have an agreement with the court that I won't speak about the children, and particularly won't speak about proceedings that occurred in the confines of.
Stay tuned. I'm going to follow this story. I'm going to follow this. It kills me when women keep a dad away from their kids. She orchestrated this nightmare. He gave her all the power in the marriage and the family. Look where it got him, to be a limp biscuit. She is a dangerous female. They said both of them are. What is a tragic story. It just never ends. That's what somebody said. Never ends. It appears the family go to Jody for counseling. Child, they said the family go to Jody for counseling. And she alienates the husbands and break up the families. Now that has escalated to harming the children. So distressing. He probably would be a good dad if he had real counseling. No. If he gets some balls about him, he may be a real dad. Y'all, that's it for this one. I'm going to continue this story, and I'm chasing another story. I don't know how I'm going to actually be able to put it on here, but allegedly a teacher raped a 13-year-old in her house. Let me write that down so I won't forget it. I was listening to some of that on my way back from my appointment. I did not call y'all because it was storming. It was storming so bad when I left. Come through, Miss Scott. Come through. Come through. Ain't nobody made no reports. They keep saying it, and no reports have been done on it. They're lying. They're masterminds, and they're supposed to be sick. That's all I can say. Miss Mike Carter was wild. But it's a teacher. I don't know what's wrong, But let me tell you what somebody told me. Again, this is what was told to the dog. I don't know this to be of truth, but this was told to me. That the reason why so many teachers are committing these horrific crimes is because they ain't true teachers. They pulling anybody out that has a degree in whatever. They say it could be in basket weaving. And they saying that they are putting them in a program and getting them certified and putting them in front of the classroom in front of our children. Now, I don't know if this is true. I ain't even tried to track it down to see was it true. But they said that's what's happening. So they getting some of the scumbags, or the scum of the earth they use. They use, quote, scum of the earth. I just use scumbags. They said they're getting them some type of training, extra classes. They're able to take whatever test it is for that state, and they're becoming teachers. Now, that's what they told me now. I don't know. It keeps getting worse. Yes, 13-year-old. Look it up. Look it up. Go look it up on YouTube. See, can you put it in now, Miss Rhonda? You can do it tomorrow. You have to do it tonight. Put teacher rapes 13-year-old. Put that in now. Teacher rapes 13-year-old. At her house. Yes, ma'am. It was at her house. Okay, Miss Rhonda. Let me write this down. Teacher rapes. And I was, like I said, I was listening to it on my way back, and I said, what? But it was storming so bad, I was not going to risk, a wreck or anything with it. But y'all, what we going to do? I mean, we got to really get to praying, fasting and everything else. Because if these things are true, which I saw them handcuffing her. Yep, teacher rapes 13-year-old in her house. I don't know. I don't stay longer than I want to. It's 41 minutes here. I'm going to Facebook right now. I'm headed to Facebook. Y'all, please follow me over there because I am headed to Facebook. This is your girl, seeing and all knowing. This will be continued about Frankie, about Ruby Frankie, and Jody. Let's go to Facebook, everybody. Let's go to Facebook. I think I had everybody on here but a few. I'll see y'all over there. Okay, Miss Scott. I love y'all. I do. But remember, God loves you more. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. This is your girl, seeing and all knowing. And I'm headed to Facebook.